Hello and welcome to the next episode of the LGS podcast. Today we have once again a brand new guest. We have a good friend of mine, Jeremy.
Woo, woo. Round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
How have you been, man?
You're in the back there, thank you. Uh, you know what? Yeah, I've been alright. I've been alright. Not
Yeah.
too bad. Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, not actually doing too bad, thanks. Not too bad of a day today. I guess. I don't know, just another normal day.
Yeah, it's been raining, so
Yeah, it was very on and off today. For anyone wondering, it is the 31st of July and it's pouring of rain in England. So the weather is like no summer for you. So
no summer.
yeah,
But
all rain every day.
we don't burn. We're not burning. That's
I burn.
our forests aren't burning. Let's say that.
Oh,
Then.
okay, not yet.
Yeah, August is still yet to come.
Yeah, give it time. But yeah, man. I mean, it's been we've known each other for a long old while. We've grown. Not, I'd say grown up together. I mean, grew up in secondary. Yeah, grew up from secondary school onwards. I know you've known people since primary school as well. But
Yeah.
I mean, I joined LS
Year
in like
eight, year nine?
8, year 9, yeah, and then I sort of.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
We
was
sort of
friends with you straight away, but it was like around not quite at the beginning.
No, I think it took some time. Like, obviously, I think year eight for me was a bit of a weird time in terms of who I was friends with and who I hung around with most.
Yeah.
But I think it sort of was like the year nine era of Leytonstone that we started to become friends, and we started hanging around as a group of friends that we did.
Yeah, a load of dodgy people back then.
How many are we friends with now? That says a lot.
I mean, to be fair, I still speak. I mean, I was speaking. Obviously, the first person on the podcast was Jordan, and obviously, Jordan. We all went to school together, so
Much love for Jordan.
much love. I mean, he did talk some slack about you and a certain anime. But you know what? We'll get into that later. But yeah,
Wow.
we'll get into that later.
Wow.
But no, yeah, I mean, we've all been friends for years. I still speak to like a lot of the football lot who I used to play football with and everything, and obviously still speak to you. Who else? Adam. I mean, obviously, but there's like
Obviously Adam.
maybe a few other people I'm probably forgetting, so I do apologise if I've forgotten you. But if I've forgotten you, you're not important. No, no. But no, I mean, like, there's not really many people I still speak to.
He means that.
50-50. No, but yeah, obviously, still speak to a lot of people. I still play football with them and that, so it's kind of crazy how life went. And we all chose different avenues in school. Like with GCSE, I felt like GCSEs meant nothing or mean nothing.
Absolutely. They mean absolutely nothing. They're just like that. Here's a little stopgap before you go into college for more nothing bullshit. But it helps you understand what you want to do. To a very small degree.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much like it gives you a semblance of choice, but when there's actually no choice at all. Like it's like, here's all this stuff, but realistically, it doesn't matter what you pick unless you're going into something very specific to get a very specific grade to go into that very specific thing. Like if you want to go into the sciences or doctors, obviously you need like triple science or whatever, that sort of crap, good maths and all that crap. So it's like, unless you're going into something very specific, and that's the only time it can be beneficial for GCSEs and then to college or uni and so on.
Yeah.
But I mean, I never knew what I wanted to do during school, so I was very much like, I'll just.
And here you are.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a shot and a half. I'm sorry about that.
Starting
my host like that.
Starting a podcast at 25 in my own room on Discord. One day, mark my words, one day I'll have my own set. But
I'll be there to run it for you.
Oh, cheers, Jeff. I mean, yeah, of course, speaking of you running it for me, I know that I never really knew you in school to be someone who was big on cameras and stuff like that, unless I didn't really get to know that side of you. When did you really get into, like, because obviously I know what you do now, like work like basically a camera operator, that sort of thing. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that, about what you actually do and how you got into it?
Yeah, sure. Almost correct with what my job role is. I'm not a cam op. I'm not a camera operator yet. I'm a camera assistant, specifically a second camera assistant. So that is my job role. Basically, is clapping a board, so
Yeah.
and yeah, really that's it. No, there's more to it, obviously. It's a fun gig. It's a fun job to have, where I just be able to be on set all the time, then be surrounded by all this really like really impressive camera gear and technology. Just also that's really annoying. I've got fluff on my computer.
Nice.
It's just like being able to be surrounded by such awesome tech and like gear constantly. It's just so much fun, and then seeing how different people, like different DOPs, director of photographies, or cinematographer, if you wish to be old school in that sense. Um, it's a lot of fun just watching them, you know, take what gear and tech they have and just create such beautiful, absolutely stunning visuals. And I get to be a part of it. I'm there to help them out. I'm there assisting the DOP. I'm there assisting the first AC focus puller who's like, oh, we need a lens change. I'm the first person to be going there to grab the lens, hand off, receive the old one, put the old one back in its box. I'm first point of contact if it comes to anything non-creative
Yeah.
input way, and that makes sense. So if it's basically a techie sort of question for the set, it's like, oh, what T-stop we at? I can go check the lens. It's like, yeah, we're at this one. Or if it's like, oh, our monitor's gone down, we don't know what the feed is. Sure, I'm there to help it. That's my sort of area, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
To answer the first part of that question of when I got into cameras and into basically camera work and cinematography is when I went to college, Epping Forest College, and did my media studies course there. I sort of fell in love with photography first, and just wasn't like serious passion project, this, that, and the other. And like, oh yeah, this is my career now. I want to make this a career. Photography was just a really fun little hobby that I did, and I still got I still got tons of my photography sitting on a hard drive somewhere, and I just haven't been bothered to upload it. But I was like, yeah, I like photography. I kind of like playing with this little DSLR Nikon. So I was like, yeah, I like playing around. I started myself a little photography Instagram page, which is now my main Instagram page. So
Yeah, I
at
remember
JRoku,
that.
if you want to come follow your boy.
Yeah, links in the description. Links in
yeah.
the description.
My guy. But yeah, so I started a little photography Instagram page just for fun and started posting some edits on there because we had access to Photoshop, and I was just like, yeah, why not? And obviously studying media studies, we had a photography, photography unit. That's what they call it.
Okay.
So I learned photography a little bit more in depth, and obviously learned a bit more about editing and coloring and compositions and composing and whatnot. From there, it sort of stemmed further when I got to see the TV studio cameras that they had. It was like, oh, these are like big broadcast news cameras that you see on the street sometimes when they're doing their news reports. They're opening to the BBC, and you see them all on the robots and tracks. Sort of those sort of cameras, but obviously big sticks. And it's like, one day I want to use those. I want to be right behind that and use that. After that, sort of sowed the seeds of ambition.
Yeah.
I realized that I'm not sure how I'd get there. And two of my friends from college, to this day, I still really speak to them. And I did Barbenheimer with them just this past Saturday. I basically told them that I was never going to go to uni. I'm not going to film school. It's not what I want to do. But I knew I wanted to be somewhere in the media industry.
Yeah.
So they basically physically dragged me to an open day for London South Bank University.
Yeah.
And the moment I walked into their film and TV production space, I was instantly did a complete 180 on my whole views and decisions. And I was like, I need to go to uni. I need to be in film school. I need to be here
Yeah.
to then give me the idea, like to give me the motivation and the push to then strive for what I want to do. And in the end, I went to a lot of open days, and I settled on South Bank and did the film practice course there for 3 years. Graduated in 2022. Did my first low budget feature that same year. You know, our Lord and Savior COVID came along and ruined my initial plans.
Yeah.
But hey ho, got a feature out of it.
Yeah.
Didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just got told, "You're a second AC. You've been doing it in uni. You can do it in the real world." And now I do it in the real world.
There you go.
And that's really the journey from sort of secondary school doing GCSE media studies and thinking I'd never want to do this again, to going into college, to go into uni, and now technically 2-3 years in professional work.
Yeah, I mean,
So this year's been a bit.
yeah, I mean,
Nah,
you started from like basically nothing to where you are now, and you mean realistically you can only go up unless you decide it's not something you want to do anymore, you know.
yeah.
But no, since I've known, like I said in the beginning, I never really knew you to be anyone about cameras, and then further on, your love grew and grew. And I remember, you know, seeing those photography stuff, and I'll just look at it and go, oh yeah, double tap, and then just move on.
Yeah, do that double tap.
But surely during like your time of like, because I know you've worked on a few things, whether I've actually been there myself or whether, you know, I've only heard about them or I've seen them through stories and stuff like that, there must be a lot of highs and lows you come up against. Like what would you say is one of the best highs you've got from like working on a shoot? What do you think? Like, could you put that into words?
I mean, at the highs, yeah, you know what? There's a few that I can like off the top of my head, like, because it's been it hasn't been long. Like I've only been in the industry from 2020, so about 2 years. September 2020, October, November time, sort of that autumn, winter time
Yeah,
in July 2020. So I've only been in the industry
like 2 3 years.
2 years,
Yeah.
like just under 3 years, and this I've only been full time in the industry for one of those years. So I've not had. I want to say I've not had the pleasures of knowing ups and downs in terms of, like, you know, surprising big ups, like, oh yeah, I worked on a Marvel film, this, that. I've
No,
not
no,
had
no,
that pleasure yet.
yeah, yeah,
I've not had that pleasure yet. Um,
yeah.
so in terms of like my highs, I think it would be like being able to see. No, that's one, but I think my main high is being very fortunate and privileged enough to be able to be on a lot of these productions that come along. Because like I said, my very first production out of uni was a low budget feature.
Yeah.
You don't just jump out of uni and get put onto a feature film. Like, sure, it didn't go into cinema like you know, really big production features would, say Ant-Man and, you know, currently Barbenheimer doing Barbie and Oppenheimer. They're both feature films.
Yeah.
But to say that my very first out of uni was a feature that has done pretty well throughout its film festival run, it's pretty big, and that's a massive high for me. And then to be able to say that I've been through 3 to 4 more features after that in the space of 2 years, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That's a pretty impressive resume for me. Even if I am just a basic, I won't say basic. If I say, even though I am a second AC, which is an important role, but obviously most production will overlook it in terms of it's just an extra person to do extra camera bits and bobs, and we can get someone else to do that. But that's a high for me. That's a big high to be able to say that I've worked on X amount of features in the space of just under 3 years is pretty impressive for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I couldn't imagine really working on like a proper film set. Like,
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah, I can
It's
imagine
so
it.
fun.
I mean, I love, obviously, you know me, like I love acting, I love all that sort of stuff. So it's
Yeah,
like it'd be amazing to be like on a proper set to do that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's that was an old, very old dream of mine. To like, I want to be the next Leonardo DiCaprio, all that crap. Like a very young me and everything. But yeah, I mean, like those are the highs, obviously, because you've been able to do that stuff over that period of time. What would be some of the lows? Like, would some of the lows be like, oh, maybe not getting certain feature films you want? Is it like certain things which happen on shoot? Directors, and if obviously go into what you can. I know some stuff, but yeah.
yeah. I mean, I will be quite. I'll be honest. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not the type of person to hold my tongue about certain things.
Yeah.
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 But obviously, I won't go too in depth. I won't go too detailed and get too technical and complicated with it all.
Yeah,
I
of
won't be
course.
saying names either
No,
because
no, 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 of course. Yeah, you don't want to.
that's how you get blacklisted.
Yeah.
Me now, I want that.
Yeah, that's obviously the main thing to come out of this would be amazing
Yeah.
if someone to see and hear this, or to look at some
And be
things
like,
and go,
oh,
you know what, he would be a great thing, and because you can handle yourself very well in the way you talk as well. So, but yeah, I
I
mean,
do amazing work. So
yeah, he's humble.
I'm very humbled when it
But
comes to
yeah.
being on set. I'm just very humbled in general. But some of the worst and like low situations I've been in filmmaking. Um, one, I was on a short. I do a lot of shorts and uh, a very few features. I will probably reiterate that at some point. But I was on a short once, and the the crew were all right to an extent.
Yeah.
Like me, the first DOP, and Gaffer and Sparks got on like two P's, like basically two P's in a pod,
Yeah.
lighting and camera, solid. We
Yeah.
were tight, and yeah, it wasn't too much of a problem. But that 2 day shoot, the rest of the crew and sadly also a bit of talent as well, just took what was like a really good momentum and literally nosedived it down into the ground.
Oof.
And it was one of the worst, not the worst obviously, but one of the worst experiences I've had because I was just getting very much stressed, annoyed, and there was at one point we was in this really like acoustic tuned room, like building, like your voice carried, even a whisper could be heard from like one end to the other.
Oh wow.
And it was a nice space. It's stunning, beautiful. Nice light coming through like a little crack in the ceiling or something like that. I can't remember. I think it's like a little opening and beautifully like could literally like just cream over it.
Jesus.
But all of that gets taken away. Bearing in mind, like I said, a whisper carries through this room, and he got 3 to 4, probably even 5, because I've lost count how many people were shouting at this point. Like during the take, there was no sound, so there was a lot of like direction, a lot of hype, a lot of noise
Yeah.
being produced, and because of the room, the sound was just bouncing all over the place. So every voice was getting multiplied, and then it got to a point where it was just like, we've done 3 takes in here, and I've got a massive headache.
Oh.
To then be told, oh wait, this doesn't work because this is missing. Bearing in mind, before that, they were late to get into the building when everyone else was basically camera lighting and everyone else was ready to go.
Yeah.
We had production and talent late because I can't remember the reason why they were late.
But they were late.
But
Yeah.
that was annoying. And that was a 2 day shoot, and by the end of it, I was just like
Finished.
physically and mentally drained to the point where it's just like, why am I doing this? Why am I actually doing this? This is not what I've been through some shit, but that is yeah, I felt like hanging it up there,
Yeah.
which it's a young mind that's not used to that wasn't used to having that much stress put onto him. Now I deal with it. I just like, we move on.
It's what it
But
is, and that,
that was
yeah.
it is what it is. That's one of my like really low points, and that was one of the low points. Another one was working on a feature, and I will say this: it was a decent budget feature, but the producers on that were very, very shady
Oh, really?
in the way they treated their treated their crew. God, I can't speak. But even their treatment of crew was a bit shady and shoddy, and it's like, now we got a whole month for this. Then there were some very questionable things that happened on set. I won't speak of those,
Of course.
but there were some questionable things that happened on set that was just a bit like, yeah. And yeah, we move on.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say about that one.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
like, what? Because obviously, I know obviously with some of the highs and lows being said, and there must be certain things which recur throughout all of your shoots. Would you say are some of the main challenges which come up a lot of the time throughout your shoots, highs or lows? Like, just like a normal day to day shoot, there certain things you expect to go, okay, we need to get around this sort of thing.
Yeah, that I mean, I can't think of it in terms of like a highs or lows situation like that. But there are definitely constant challenges or yeah, constant recurring challenges that come with just being on set. One of them, which I experienced yesterday on a nice little shoot with a Panavision kit, as you can tell, wearing a Panavision top. Rep the boys.
Represent.
Love Panavision. Lovely people, lovely company, lovely space in Greenford as well. But I was on a shoot yesterday, and this is a recurring thing on like low budget shorts and stuff, where we can get the kit in and we can set up in a test room and it works. We
Yeah.
get onto set and our wireless video system, our wireless video transmitter and receivers, the system is having like a major mare with trying to keep a clean, consistent signal. So our picture would look really like grainy, shotty, and like just crunched to like nothing. And then obviously like it's gets to a point sometimes where it just cuts out completely because it's can't the signal from the transmitter to receiver can't reach, and it's just like, what do we do? So that we constantly have that sort of. I've constantly faced that sort of battle on sets
Yeah.
where it's just our wireless transmission signals that are lacking in terms of like fidelity,
Yeah.
and it's just like sometimes they drop in and out. So you're constantly fighting or trying to find a way. You're like moving monitors closer. The system we had from Vaxis, we had a little scanner which scanned for channels and obviously see which one had which channels had the sort of the best signal
Yeah.
between receiver and transmitter. And obviously there's a lot of RF signals on set with like wireless follow focus, obviously the wireless video. The camera emits its own Wi-Fi as well for wireless control if
Yeah.
you got access to that. And then obviously you got every other wireless device that's on a set, everyone's phones, everyone's laptops. So there's RF signals bouncing everywhere. So it's sometimes pretty much a nightmare. And obviously like you got to think about the bands. That's getting too technical, but that
Yeah,
yeah.
you're starting to get
Even
into
I
stuff which
can't.
I don't understand.
It starts like once you start getting a little bit too technical, my brain starts to melt. So it's like all I know is that too much signal bad, very little signal good means my shit works
Yeah.
and your shit's over there. But so wireless feed is definitely one that really like crops up a lot. Another one is when we're using old lenses, like really old vintage lenses, like original house, like classic Prancros, and they're beautiful glass, beautiful lenses. But obviously the old housing, original housing as well, can be stiff. It can be not the same as what our modern cinema lenses are like.
Yeah.
So every like cinema lens have like a gearing ring around them, like it's got teeth around it to stick a gear like knob on, and you can obviously then with a wireless motor or physical manual attached one on like some rods, you can obviously pull focus,
Okay.
do your zooms,
Yeah.
do your aperture, which is the opening in the lens. So obviously it closes down as you change the value, which lets less light in, bigger depth of field. The wider it is, the shallower depth of field. There you go, a little bit of aperture lesson for you.
Cheers, Jeff.
You're welcome. But yeah, so obviously vintage lenses, their gear, where their gears aren't all the same.
Okay.
So where, say the focus gearing on one lens is here, but then you switch to another lens and it's out here.
Yeah.
So it's like, now I've got to move my motor, it starts to off balance things, and it takes time.
Yeah,
But obviously with that, it's always the stiffness or looseness of, say, the focus and whatnot. And sometimes the motor just jumps off because there's too much torque going through it, or the teeth on the actual lens themselves have worn down. So it's like, oh, now I'm having to fight to then try and get this to work, and that's reoccurring. And obviously just using vintage lenses, they're not the same as our modern lenses, with the sense of like the glass inside them is original glass, so they've been made, say, in the 1970s, and we're using them in 2022.
Yeah,
2023,
lad.
Yeah.
But yeah, losing them over like a few year period, like into the modern age.
Yeah, you see, obviously the coating on them starts to degrade. Obviously they got their look to them, and obviously people like them. But I had one set of these classic Cook Panko classics, lovely lenses. But we took one out, and it's like, why is there a massive, like, why is it just turned orange?
Ooh.
You look down you open the back and you look down it through the back of the lens to the front, and it's just like, it's orange. This wasn't orange before. Why is it gone orange? But it's the price to pay with obviously like vintage lenses, because obviously they've been around so long. These things happen.
Yeah, of
I
course.
just don't know why. I don't know why it turned orange. It was not my position to know why it turned orange.
Just
We
put
sent
some.
it back to the rental house at the end of the shoot, and that was me done.
Someone just put
Yeah,
some orange paint down there. It's fine.
But yeah, that's those are just two like reoccurring challenges that come with filmmaking.
Yeah.
Obviously there's more, and
yeah, and you could probably go on for hours.
it gets technical.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets real technical, and I'm not the most tech savvy yet to be chatting about this, because my English is terrible, as you can probably tell.
Well.
But yeah, those two are definitely probably out of the 2 to 3 years now, that they're the two that definitely crop up the most.
Of course.
Just, being in London, there's all these signals bounced around, and then obviously old lenses are old lenses. So if they're not maintained, or if they are maintained, they're still old. They're not our modern lenses. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. We move on.
Yeah. Speaking of films, and you obviously mentioned it earlier, Barbie and Oppenheimer. Like, I know you saw them. What is it? 2 days ago now? You saw them? Is that right?
Yeah, I saw them Saturday.
Yeah. So how?
Saturday 29th.
I haven't seen them yet. I've heard very good things about Oppenheimer, and very mixed things about Barbie. Like some good, some bad, sort of thing. I haven't really heard anything bad about Oppenheimer. But yeah, in your opinion, how were they?
Both films, in my opinion, are incredible. They are an incredible watch. So Barbie is I did Barbie first in the afternoon. I thoroughly enjoyed Barbie. I thoroughly enjoyed the concept that Barbie was putting out, and when you watch it, you understand. But Ken, played by Ryan Gosling, who I'm not a Ryan Gosling fan. I liked him in Blade Runner 2049. Not so much anywhere else. I'm not a big Ryan Gosling fan, but I honestly believe that Ryan Gosling was pretty much a star in this in Barbie. Yeah, he was phenomenal. I enjoyed his character no matter when he was on the screen. That's hard for an actor to achieve,
Yeah.
and obviously hard for a writer to achieve as well. Because, you know, at some point people would be like, I'm kind of tired of this. But I thoroughly enjoyed Ryan Gosling's Ken and every other Ken that was there, because obviously they're all Kens, apart from Alan.
I mean,
Michael Cera.
take your word for it. I haven't seen it, so.
Trust me, I believe it's one of the greatest films this year.
And really? We're quite far
that's coming from like. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing that really came out. Also, there's nothing that really came out this year, apart from like say Babylon and.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't even think of anything else.
I'm not the biggest film person. I've only seen one film in cinema this year, and that was Suzume. And that was.
I hate you for that.
That was amazing. But we're not on anime yet.
I hate you for that.
We're not on to anime yet.
I really do hate you for that. I wanted to watch that. But yeah.
The other film we saw in cinema, Oppenheimer, obviously
Oppenheimer.
Based off a true story about the first, was it atom bomb? I think it was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's sorry. Oppenheimer is the story of the father of the atomic bomb. Watch that in IMAX and not 70mm. My goodness, Christopher Nolan is an amazing writer and director. He really did something well with this story, and I was just captivated for the whole time. It didn't feel like 3 hours when I was watching it. It did not feel like 3 hours. The only reason I had to get up and leave at one point was because my knee decided to want to like hurt so much that I was so uncomfortable. I had to like get up and stretch and pee. Once I stood up, I was like, I need to pee. Okay, but yeah, Oppenheimer. It's just like a real loss for words. When you think of it, when I think about it now, it's just like it was visually stunning, and then the sound design and the score they had behind it was just just melted you into your seat and just took every like sense away from you, and you just focused on the story, just focused on the screen, you just focused on taking everything in. And it's a sad story because obviously like it's the creation of one of the world's deadliest weapons, and then what sparks it obviously is you know, the atom bomb came, and then the hydrogen bomb, H bombs came, and then obviously everything about World War II sort of ended, and then the Cold War sort of started between Russia and the US. Basically sort of stems from this creation of the atom bomb. I'm not saying that's, you know, factual history right there. I'm not saying like, oh yes, just because, you know, America dropped 2 A bombs on Japan, Russia decided to go. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying these are obviously, it's part of the events that led up to like the end of a world war into the Cold War. It's like it's sort of you see where it went. And obviously it's like you're dealing with obviously Oppenheimer, who's this brilliant mind in quantum mechanics and obviously quantum physics, and then you don't really see anything but him just driving theory forward and forward and forward and trying to put theory into reality. And once he makes theory reality with his bomb, he faces the moral compass. You know, you see the moral compass come into play, and now morality comes like basically flooding in, and then he feels, obviously, you know, when you hear the total numbers that happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you can't help but feel a lot of pain in your heart for it.
Yeah, I mean, especially being the one who basically created it.
Yeah. From what I mean, I'm not sure if it's much of a spoiler, but obviously, like, nope, I'm not gonna say it because it probably is a spoiler. So I'm not a spoiler person.
I was gonna say it's based on a true story. You can't really spoil it. You can't really spoil history, can you?
Listen, there might be a 5-year-old who has not read anything about this shit, and I don't want to ruin it for them.
All right, all right. But
But
okay, if
honestly, I say Barbie and Oppenheimer are two incredible films,
mm,
and if you try to put one, like try and weigh against each other, can't do it.
see
I love them both.
that was going to bring me to my
That's your
next
next question. I
question.
already knew where you was going
Yeah, that
with
was going to be
this.
my next because I was going to say if I could only watch one and I couldn't watch the other one, which film would you go? You have to watch this one. I know they're very different, obviously, but if I could
They are
only watch
very
one,
different.
if I could only watch one, what are you going? Watch this. It's like
You
a
can only watch one, and you can never watch the other.
yeah. I can never watch the other one ever. As once I've watched one, I can't watch the other.
Oh,
It's like
why you do this to me?
it's like a little pre would you rather.
Honestly, I would suggest you go watch Barbie.
I was not. I was expecting you to say Oppenheimer.
Reason being, yeah, as much as I enjoy both films, I love both films. They're both incredible.
Mm,
Barbie is something that will make you feel good afterwards. Once you've left the cinema, you're gonna feel great after watching it. You're gonna be in just like thinking over everything again. It's like I love that bit and I love that bit. Oh, that song was great, and you're just gonna be bopping away.
mm,
Yeah, you're gonna fall in love with Barbie, but it also is gonna make you question sort of the reality that we live in at the moment, where obviously we're not very much pro woman or pro this, pro that, and we're just very much that still in that gap that's slowly shrinking in terms of like employment, sport. Like we got the Women's World Cup right now, which
mm.
I'm enjoying. I wish I can watch more matches, and I've just not been able to because I can't be bothered
Yeah.
to wake up and whatnot. And obviously during the day I'm busy,
Yeah.
so I try and watch Sweden play when I can.
Yeah.
Come on, Sweden. Um, but yeah, I think Barbie challenges your mind to think a bit more, challenges you to think more, and obviously take in the fact that obviously Barbies are very much seen as a girl's toy, obviously, and obviously you got Kens, who basically were just there to be Barbie's extra bit. It's
Yeah.
always Barbie. It's not Barbie and Ken. Barbie, and then you got Ken on the side.
Yeah.
It does. I feel like it's a more challenge, like thought-provoking film, and then obviously Oppenheimer's not very thought-provoking, but it's for like you're just faced with the reality of things and the morality, and you're just watching someone's journey.
Yeah.
Probably not the best way for me to describe all.
No, I
Like
mean,
I'm scrabbling.
yeah,
I am waffling.
everyone will have to describe it in their own way. My last question about
Yeah.
the Oppenheimer and Barbie was, I mean, I can already guess your answer by before I ask this. Was it overhyped? Because there was a lot of hype around both films. Like, because the only reason I asked this is because when I first watched the first Planet of the Apes, everyone put it on
Yeah.
this pedestal for me. It was like, oh, it's the best film you're ever going to watch. There's certain moments in it you'll never forget, and so on. Then when I went and watched it, I was like, oh, is that it?
Yeah.
It was a bit okay.
Yeah.
But because everyone was like, oh my god, it's this amazing film. Did you, when you went in there, was it like, okay, no, it lived up to its expectations, or was it like, you know what, it was a bit too, well, I was expecting better?
I'll be honest. Sorry, the car beeped
I
outside.
heard that.
I'll be honest. I avoided the hype for both of these films
Okay.
like the plague. So anything I saw on Instagram or like just generally trailers that post on TV, like trailer adverts on TV and stuff, or even adverts on YouTube and stuff like that, I avoided like the plague. So I never bought into the hype myself. I saw Oppenheimer was being made and I was like, what's that about? Father, done. See it, simple. Sold. I'm watching it. Yeah. Didn't need anything else. I saw like 30 seconds of the first trailer they showed, like the teaser trailer, and I was like, yep, I'm watching that. With Barbie, I mean, you got Margot Robbie in there. I was always gonna watch it. I can't. I love Margot.
Yeah, don't
Like,
we all?
I do love her. I do love her acting. It's great. I need to watch I, Tonya again. Um. So yeah, I never really bought into the hype of both of the films, but I think maybe, just maybe, it was a little bit too overhyped.
Mm.
But in saying that, I think it's not a bad thing, because what Barbie and Oppenheimer did have created just basically an internet sensational, like it's an internet sensation. Barbenheimer is an internet sensation, viral fucking thing, where you literally got like scores of girls and young women dressed up in pink or like fashionable Barbie like gear, going to watch Barbie in a cinema. Like they're making a whole day of it. They're going to watch Barbie. They're dressed up in pink. They've done brunch. It's like, wow.
You know, fucking
Like,
Halloween,
what?
man. Halloween, every girl was going as bloody Barbie.
You know it.
Yeah.
And then you got, but it's not even that. You got boys, like young lads and all that be dressed up like suits, little like nice little hat. And it's like, what are they dressed up for? Oh, they're going to watch Oppenheimer. It's like, what? Huh? And you obviously got the ones that are dedicated to the whole like sort of event. I've definitely seen it where they dress up for Barbie in the morning and their vibrant pink colors disappear, and then they come back to the cinema in muted colors, ready to go for Oppenheimer. It's like, you're dedicated to dressing the part. That's nuts.
That's
like,
crazy.
what other films have done that? Like, what sort of like
Despicable Me.
releasing?
That's the only other
Despicable
one
Me.
It's the only other one I can think of off the top of my head was Despicable, when everyone was dressing up as in suits and crap, going to watch Despicable
Yeah.
Me.
It's mad. So I'd say, yeah, maybe the two films were overhyped. I think Barbie may have been a little bit more overhyped than what it obviously produces. But I think that I don't think it was a bad thing in general, because it got more. I feel like it reached more people back like that. It definitely was a good marketing strategy.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
Well done, marketing.
Well.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
it's that.
Nice. I mean, moving on from, I mean, I have spoke about it a little bit earlier, and we've sort of hinted at it, quite a bit of anime talk. Obviously, I saw Suzume in cinema. That was a random day. Do you know what the mad thing was as well? It was after like a morning which wasn't too great, and whatnot. The best way to put it is I was in a black suit attire, and I was walking around Westfield, and I was just on my ones, just like, you know what, I'm gonna get myself some lunch afterwards, because I was on my way home. I was like, screw it, I'm going through Stratford. Yeah, I was going through Stratford anyway, so I was like, let me get some food. So I got some food, had lunch, and then I was walking past, and I looked at the cinema thing, and it was Suzume, and I was like, I've no idea what it's about. I've seen posters for it. I haven't seen a trailer or anything, but I know it's an anime film. That is all I know. And it was like, oh, it's starting in like half an hour. Screw it, I'll go watch it. I literally went up there on my own, and was like, yeah, I'm in a bloody suit. And I'm like, yeah, can I can I get a ticket for Suzume, please?
One ticket for Suzume, please.
Yeah, and I got a nice, I got the VIP seat. I had my legs stretched out, and I was like, oh, this is so good. And I was in there for like, it was like a nice like midday sort of thing, and it was like there was only maybe 6 other people in there, if that, really, with me. I got a few people coming in looking at me like, why is he in a suit? Like, don't worry about it, man. I'm just here to watch the film. But I am so glad I saw it, because it was amazing. Like, I can't wait to like until it comes out on Crunchyroll or something else, because I want to watch it again. Like, it was visually, it was beautiful, and the story as well was just simply amazing. I don't really want to say too much or really anything about it, because I went in knowing nothing, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, in a complete blank canvas, I had no expectations. I could have gone in there and went, oh, this is shit. But I ended up enjoying it so much. Yeah.
I hate you that you went and watched it. I saw the poster for it, and it's like, I really want to go watch this, and I just never got round to it. And then it obviously left cinema, and it's like, I should have went and watched it. And then you're coming here telling me you've watched Suzume. I'm just like,
pure pain. I mean, I was trying to get my missus to watch it for ages, but like to go to cinema with me. But then when when I was looking at it, because she was gonna go, but when we was looking at it, it only had like 3 dates or 4 dates, and they were
So it's on its way out.
yeah. So it's like one, there were days we couldn't go because they were like midweek stuff, and 2, they were in like Covent Garden and stuff like that, and I was like, I'm not making a trip all the way to Covent Garden just to go watch a film to then come back home, like no.
Nah, that's where you spend the day in London.
Yeah, I can't be asked, man. It's expensive in London. So I was like, nah.
And too many people. I want that.
Yeah, and also, like I said, the main thing was really, it was the times didn't coincide with when we were free, sort of thing. But the reason I said you were catching slack from Jordan in the beginning, obviously that podcast hasn't come out yet at the time of recording this, so you haven't seen it, you have known nothing about it. I asked him, what is your least favourite anime? Not you as in him. What is your least favourite anime before I tell you what one of his was?
God.
Can you choose? Is there one like you went, oh, you know what, this is crap, like, never again?
I mean, My Hero is absolute top tier shit. I do not like My Hero.
I don't have my
I've
Hero.
tried.
I don't have my Hero posted anymore.
Tried. I have honestly not. I'll give it this. Yeah, I tried. I will try again, but I tried. I don't like it. No.
My missus will say the same thing to you. I said to her, she's never watched it. I went through a phase with My Hero. I loved it in the beginning. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. The fight scenes are so da-da-da-da-da. And then they got to a period where I was like, okay, I'm sick of this now. It's just filler. It's crap. It's boring. I hate it. And then it got really fucking good again. And I'm like, oh my god, I love it again. It's so good. Because like it just went through such different phases of like, it was I really loved the start, and then in the middle it's like, okay, well, this is just dog shit. And then yeah, towards the end, the last season, which just finished, because it's getting ready for the new season. Last season just finished. I was like, oh, you know what, this is really getting good again.
Right. So what's Jordan? What did he say?
So he said 2. One of them I can't remember. One of them was like Ragnarok on Netflix or something like that.
Oh, Records of Ragnarok.
Yeah, something like that. And then
I believe that's what it's called.
One of them, because I went, oh, Jeremy's not going to be happy. He said
Naruto, didn't he?
No. Jordan loves Naruto. No? He loves Naruto. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He said,
that's what I say. That's what I meant.
He said Fairy Tail.
What? What's wrong with Fairy Tail?
He said, if I remember this, oh god, I'm literally just creating shorts and clips and stuff. If I remember correctly, he said the characters are not great or not good, and the story just goes on for way too long, and it's just, well, I think he just shit. Yeah, it's just shit. And I went, oh yeah, Jeremy's not going to be happy. And he went, yeah, he's going to have to hold that one. Stirring the pot.
How can one not like Fairy Tail? Fairy Tail is just a real fun anime that you can just blindly and just like blankly watch. You don't even need to think. Fairy Tail's just fun.
See, I've heard.
There's nothing.
I've never seen Fairy Tail, so I can't comment whether it's good, whether it's bad, or so on. I've never seen it. I've only ever seen like some pictures of the main characters, but I've from what I've seen, as in from like people talking about it, it is quite a hated anime. I don't know why, but from what a lot of the videos I see, when it's like worst anime this or this anime that, or most hated characters, Fairy Tail is always on there. Like, so I don't know whether it's like the fan base which makes it worth hating, because I think that's one reason why so many people hate like My Hero, because of the fan base. Just so like AIDS.
Yes, it's toxic fan base. Yeah,
so it's like, is it the fan base which makes Fairy Tail a worse anime than what it actually is in your opinion? I know you love it, but yeah.
So like I said, I love Fairy Tail. Like, Fairy Tail has made me, I'm proud to say this, Fairy Tail has made me cry on numerous occasions. Anime doesn't.
I've got anime which make me cry, so let's not get into this.
Exactly.
I got choked up in Suzume. I was like, I'm not crying in a cinema. I'm not doing it.
Little bitch.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, no, like Fairy Tail is one of the first animes, not counting like Dragon Ball and Naruto. Like, it's one of the first few animes that I've watched in my like early anime career. I say career. It's like over 200. I've watched over 200 animes now.
Oh wow,
will have watched over 200 animes.
I wish I kept a list of how many I watched. I don't know how much. It's nowhere near that, but I couldn't tell you.
Oh, trust me,
Pardon me.
it's a nice list. But so Fairy Tail was like one of the first animes I ever like watched as an anime, and not like, oh, this is a cartoon sort of thing. Obviously, like Dragon Ball and Naruto were both like cartoons to me because they were on Cartoon Network and like Toonami and whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just fell in love with Fairy Tail, and I think it gets its hate because of its very much simplistic idea of like friendship is the power here,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's very repetitive, and obviously like it's got a bit of ecchi perversions in there, you know, what anime doesn't, and what, but in terms of its hate, I think it's unwarranted because again, like you said, it's probably most likely the fan base that supports Fairy Tail and it's like diehard Fairy Tail. Like I'm a Naruto fan. I'm not a diehard Naruto fan. I will not say Itachi washes everyone. Like, no, I'm not about that. I don't care.
Just cringed the fact that you just said that.
Exactly.
Oh,
Like
no.
why am I gonna say that? Like Itachi's great, but
Yeah. Would
I
you?
don't need to be comparing him to Abbott.
So would you
No
say
death
that?
battles even been out here.
Would you say that Naruto is your favorite anime then? Like, if you had to pick one anime, which is your favorite, would you say it is Naruto?
Yeah, Naruto's definitely my top three.
Yeah, because
Naruto is my top.
I got you and Jordan mixed up with favorite anime. I didn't think his was yours. I thought Jordan's was Naruto because I remember him talking about it a lot when he was younger. But his favorite is actually Hunter x Hunter.
Yes, I was about. It was either gonna be Hunter x Hunter or I was gonna say Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So I think he likes that one as well. But I was gonna definitely say
Can't,
Hunter.
not
That's
too
a
sure,
great
but yeah,
anime.
I have another one I haven't seen. Another
Nah,
one just on the list and I haven't seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen a single damn episode, man.
slacking.
Hey, but
Slacking.
my favorite. I mean, yeah, but when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, the first I'm not because I said to Jordan as well that I'm not. I didn't include. I'm not including obviously Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, or Dragon Ball in this because they're like
Yeah.
things I just sort of grew up with,
Uh, yeah.
and Code Lyoko.
We classify them. Yeah, classify them as cartoons.
Yeah,
In terms of us, they don't feel anime
yeah.
in a sense that even though they are anime.
Well, obviously the first proper anime I watched was Attack on Titan. And believe it or not, I watched the first season in dubbed, like shockingly, because I was like, "Oh, I ain't watching subtitles," and then now I watch subtitles and I don't go back. But if I could, I could. The only anime I could watch in dubbed now is Attack on Titan, just because that's the one I started with. But only season one. I couldn't watch it past that because everything else is in subbed. And the first anime I watched in subbed was Sword Art Online, and that was the second anime I watched because I was like, "Oh yeah," everyone was like, watch this," and I was like, "Oh, I love it, it's so good." And Sword Art Online gets a lot of hate for
Yeah.
some reasons I can
I mean,
understand, but I can
you
still
can
go.
understand.
Yeah, like the fairy bit. Gun Gale gets way too much hate for my liking because I really enjoy Gun
Oh
Gale.
God, no.
No,
Gun Girl was great.
Oh, okay. I thought
I
you were going to say
enjoyed.
it's terrible.
No, I enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed Gun Gale. The fairy bit I didn't really enjoy too much because I was like, this just feels pointless.
Yeah.
But
It was forced.
yeah. So what I didn't know until I think it was like early this year, the person who wrote Sword Art Online, that was his first ever thing, which got taken, and like their first proper thing which actually got, and so that's why there's like loads of plot holes and loads of things which are missing,
Yeah.
things which feel forced because it was his first thing, and I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see
That
it now.
makes sense.
It makes sense now, like but I still love it. Like I still, season 3 and 4 as well. I thought were, I think four, yeah, 4
Oh, great.
were phenomenal. I absolutely loved them.
Phenomenal.
And that like, so I don't know why Sword Art gets so much
Yeah.
hate, but because in my eyes I love it. Like same with I guess like Fairy Tail, because a lot of people's
Yeah.
apparently a lot of people's first anime is Sword Art Online, and then you go on from there to watch, in people's opinions,
Others.
a better anime than Sword. There's lots of better anime
Yeah.
than Sword Art.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna say is that we are in what I would love to say is a really nice golden era for anime, where anime is just so widely accepted and it's so widely produced. We're getting seasons of like 6, 7 different damn shows. Like what? That's nuts. You gotta remember that back in the days when anime wasn't so widely accessible. yeah, it's like you have to really search for it. Now it's just, it's right here.
Yeah, it's on your
Like,
phone
it's
anywhere.
right.
It's in cinema.
It's
Like,
anywhere. It's in exactly. We got it playing in how many different cinemas across our country.
I wouldn't be
So
surprised. I would not be surprised if the official proper last episode of Attack on Titan got aired in cinema. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that
you
happened.
know what? It probably would.
And
It probably
I
would.
would. The only part of me
I'll
is
go watch it.
I was about to say that I would love to go and watch it, but I don't want to go and watch it with all the anime kin assholes who are just going to be shouting, yeah, and start shouting and screaming. It's like I'm just trying to watch and hear it. Like,
Yeah.
that's all I want to do is watch it. I don't want to hear a bunch of people going, oh my god, oh no. It's like, shut the fuck up. I'm just trying to watch a film.
Oh man. Come on.
Yeah,
Nah, that's. But like I said, like I believe we're in this really nice golden era of like just anime being thrown at us at such ridiculous rate.
I mean, yeah,
But
Jujutsu
everyone's
Kaisen
just
season 2 is now started. So,
yeah. That's taking a 3-week break soon as well.
oh, for fuck's sake. No.
Yeah. But it's the thing, it's like we're getting so much, but yet we're not appreciating it, and it really
depends.
irks me seeing how.
Depends. No? Because I feel like some people are, no? Or do you mean just like in the grand scheme of things?
I mean, take the anime community as a whole. Yeah, you got us who will appreciate an anime. Yeah, I will thoroughly watch an anime. I will, you know. I'm not gonna go to an anime and say, for example, let's just take this nice slice of life anime called Tomo-chan's Not a Girl. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Tomo-chan is a girl. Oh, not a girl. I can't remember. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Great 12 episodes.
All right.
She basically trying to get her childhood best friend to notice that she's a woman, or notice that she's a girl because she's got a crush on him. It's quite wholesome. It's actually quite funny too, and well done. Voice acting, sweet. You would get people in the anime community who will just slander it because it's not, say, Black Clover, it's not Attack on Titan, it's not Full Metal, it's not this, it's not that, it's not, you know, it doesn't conform to what they think anime is, but they think anime
It's
is.
so much
So
different types, though.
There's so many types, and they're just like, oh, this is mid, this is trash. It's like, no, it's not. This is actually quite enjoyable. It's like, how can you call this trash?
Like,
and that's what irks me about this, like, the community. Like, yes, anime is now technically popular. Yes, anime is very much widely accepted because you've got celebrities who, like Michael B. Jordan, very much a big anime fan. Who's that UFC fighter who basically does the Naruto hand signs and absolutely just mashes people's faces in?
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name, but I know because I've seen clips of him. He put a Pokeball hat on as well and chucked a Pokeball at someone.
Exactly. Like, you even got another fighter literally has Pain's face tattooed on her chest. Like, that's nuts. Yeah. 40 years ago, never happening. Not even. Yeah. You got fat people, not including you, walking around with like Goku in Super Saiyan 3, like right across their back and that. It's mad.
I mean, I think it's just different time as well. It's become more accepted. Like, where back in the day you were taking the mick out. Same with a lot of things. You were taking the mick out if you played Pokemon, or if you played Yu-Gi-Oh and you had the cards, or if you watched anime, or if you watched certain things or listened to certain things, you were taking the mick out of. Where nowadays it's a lot more accepted in the eyes of, I guess, society. Anime is a lot more popular now, obviously, than it was back then. I mean, I've got an anime, obviously you can see I've got displays behind me and that, of a few different animes and my favourite film, Shutter Island. But yeah, I mean, I got a display of an anime which I wouldn't thought I would have been into, and that is an anime about basketball. And I fucking loved it. I'm watching it and I'm like, yeah, I could do that. I can't. But I was speaking to Jordan before, and it was like, one of the things anime makes you, I think he said, like, one of the things about anime, which a lot of film and TV can't do, is that in your head it makes you believe that you can do it. Like with volleyball, with football, with the basketball animes I watch, I'm looking at that, I'm thinking, I can do that. I want to do that sort of thing. Yeah, like, and it sort of motivates you in that sense. And it's like, I don't know, man. I mean, I could be a mass murdering guy. My boy Aaron, with you to the end, man. But
Yes.
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I get that.
With anime as well, I just think, yeah, like you said, we're in a golden era right now, and I think it needs to be appreciated more, because there was an anime I watched, which you, Adam, and I think Harry was watching, which I wouldn't have taken any notice to, and that was Quintessential Quintuplets. And yeah, I didn't think I was going to enjoy it back when I first started watching it, and I binged it. I got up to date like within a day, or within a day or two.
Have you watched the film? Have you watched the movie?
No, I didn't know the film was out yet. I remember watching the trailer.
It's on Crunchyroll.
Was it? Oh, okay, I will be watching that. I remember watching the trailer, but I don't. I was like, I just sort of forgot about it, I guess, because it's been ages since I watched the trailer. But and when I scroll down on Crunchyroll, it doesn't come out as new. It doesn't come up as new, so I'm assuming. Yeah, I'll have to finally give it a watch and get around to it. Is it so? Does it end with the film then? Don't tell me anything. But does it end with the film, or is it going to continue on from the film? Just that's all I need to know.
It feels like it does a nice little wrap up with the film.
Ooh, okay, cool. All right, well, that's something to look forward to then.
You got now that you mentioned, quintessential quintuplets. Whose team you on?
There's only one, man.
Yeah, there is only one.
I'm gonna get her name wrong because I haven't watched it in so long. But I know who it is.
Do you need the names?
No, it's the chick with the headphones. Is it? It's not me. No. What's her name again? Miku. It is Miku, isn't it? Yeah, Miku. Yeah, with headphones. Yeah, headphone girl.
Team Miku.
Team Miku all the way, man. Like, yeah, I loved her. She was like, yeah, okay, she's best girl. every day. But yeah, obviously I want her to marry whatever his bloody name is. Can't remember his name.
Don't care about his name.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Me. That's me. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of animes which I've watched now which I wouldn't have thought I would have watched, like, My Dress Up Darling and stuff like that, which I thought was amazing. Like, absolutely loved it. Can't wait for it. If there should be another season, I feel like, because if it did end like that, I'd be a bit pissed off.
No, it continues. Because I've got a couple of the manga volumes right now, which I need to get the rest of for. But there's definitely content for another season, and I really am looking forward to it.
Oh, good.
If they do make it, it gets good, bro.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, people say to me, like, "Oh, why don't you just read the manga if you're waiting for the anime to go?" And I'm like, I can't, because once I start the anime, I need to watch the anime all the way through. I don't want to have spoilers by reading the manga. Like, I've got 5 of the Tokyo Ghoul mangas, and I've finished Tokyo Ghoul, so I'm more than happy to read them. Like, once I finish Attack on Titan, I'm more than happy to read Attack on Titan, because I've finished it, I've wrapped it up. And apparently, which is not a spoiler, but apparently the ending may change in the anime to what is from the manga in Attack on Titan. So
interesting.
There might be 2 different endings, one for the manga and one for the anime. But whether that happens or not, I don't know. We're probably going to have to wait until 2070 to find out.
No, you got to wait till the Vinland Saga, basically the Mappa collection coming along. Just like, hey, we're mixing our animes together.
No.
We're going to make one big little universe.
See,
Attack on Titan happens at the same time that Vinland Saga did. You know what I'm saying? No, that just doesn't work.
But
there's Mappa cinematic universe.
There's other animes I'm waiting for a second season, but I don't think there will ever be a second season at the moment, or third season.
That's the end.
Yeah. How did you know?
Oh, because, bro, I'm waiting.
Yeah, because
I'm waiting.
I could be wrong. So if anyone is watching this up to this point, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it is the same makers of Attack on Titan who made Seraph of the End. I think I could be completely wrong, but I can only say I've heard that through reading stuff. So that is why that is taking so long, because obviously they're just focusing on Attack on Titan. Yeah. Once that's done and wrapped up, they'll go back to Seraph of the End. But once again, that could be a load of bullshit I've read, or it could be factual. But I'm not one to know. But yeah, I mean, we both love anime. A lot of anime. but we also love gaming. Do you have?
That is true.
Obviously, saying do you have a favorite game is very hard, or not for me anyway. But because there's so many different types of games, obviously, because there's so many different types of games, from strategic, from story based, from sports to
so many genres.
yeah, just this. I can go on, but I won't because I can't think of any more. What is your favorite game?
So it depends on the mood, obviously, but a game I've pretty much bought on, like, I don't know how many copies of this game I've bought, but it's Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War.
Okay.
Soulstorm. Specifically Soulstorm, because Soulstorm I didn't really play online, so don't really care about having the rest of it. But Soulstorm had the original 4 factions from the first Dawn of War game, plus every other faction from the 2 standalone DLC or standalone expansion with the Imperial Guard and Necrons and Tau. Yes, Tau. Tau. In Tau I shall be strong.
Yeah.
And then Soulstorm adds 2 more factions with the Sisters of Battle and Dark Eldar. So it's like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About nine factions in total. So it's like, yeah, I get to pick 9 races. And have big skirmish battles, why not? And that's really what I did. Didn't really care about the campaign. I just load up on big map, put 4 in each, like one team in, like one race in each corner, have a free for all, and just like, great. And that was time ago, obviously. Like, I can't remember when Soulstorm, that expansion came out, but again, I've played the original Dawn of War game for how many years, and then obviously, like, now that I've got a nice PC sitting here now, that's capable of actually playing video games, and not like my old one, which is being used as a TV stand at the moment. Like literally it's just like, see.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
For those of you listening, he's literally just showing me a fucking monitor with a TV on it.
Yep, big ass tower. It's water cooled as well.
Oh, nice.
But it's like so old. Like, it's parts from like 2011 and probably older. That I've just basically want to just strip it all out and then build a new PC in it. But that's a story for another time. But yeah, now that I've got a PC that actually plays video games decently, I've rebought it, the Dawn of War collection, which is basically the original game and the 3 expansions. Again, even though my old man had a copy, like, had a version of it on Steam, I bought my version on Steam, and just like,
there you go.
We got like 6 copies of Soulstorm somewhere in the yard, like physical discs, 6 of them. Like, it's crazy how much we have like bought this game, rebought it, and just like we love playing it.
Yeah.
And I still play it today, and it's like that's without a doubt my favorite game.
I always knew you was into like those strategical games, like the like Warhammer stuff, because I mean, I love some strategic games like Fire Emblem. Like, that's a game very close to my heart, Fire Emblem. I can't say, obviously stuff like Command and Conquer as well. But I can't say that I've ever played, from memory, I can't say that I've ever played a Warhammer strategic game, that sort of thing. But I've seen people play it, and I've been tempted. I think I have one on my wish list, I think, but I'm unsure whether I'm going to get it because it's like 50 quid or whatever it is, and I'm like, I don't really want to spend 50 quid on a game. I think I could be wrong.
That might be Total War Warhammer.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, it might be. Because it's like 50 quid, and I'm like, I don't really want to spend 50 quid on a game, which I might end up hating. Like, if there's a demo, then I'll definitely give it a go, and I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'll buy it, or whatever. Nah, I'm alright. Because obviously I put a lot of time into other games. I mean, Football Manager being one of them. That isn't my
over
favourite
500
game.
hours now?
Nearly.
Nearly.
FM23 is...
Slacking.
FM23 is like 452 hours, I think.
Slacking.
Yeah, but I mean, new one every year, innit? But yeah, I mean, with FM, like, it's not my favourite game, even though I've got the most hours in the game.
Yeah.
Do you know what my favourite game is? Out of curiosity.
a Metal Gear.
Yeah. Metal
It's a
Gear.
Metal Gear, but I'm not sure which one.
So it's the metal. It's just a.
I want to say 3.
I love Snake Eater, but it isn't Snake Eater. So for me,
Okay.
it's. Well, I love the Metal Gear franchise as a whole. Anyway, I love all of them. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 4 might be the one closest to my heart because that's the one I've played the most. Metal Gear Solid 2 gets a lot of hate. Sons of Liberty. That one gets a lot of hate because you don't actually really play as Snake. You play as Raiden, and I think that's why it gets a lot of hate. But I love that was one of the first Metal Gears I properly played, like put so many hours into. With Metal Gear Solid 1, I was too young to play it at the time because I used to watch my brother play it. And one of the things which Metal Gear did, which I don't really think many other games did, off the top of my head, I haven't really played another game like Metal Gear, in my opinion. And that was like, for example, there's one bit where it's like, oh, you need to go, like get a certain codec, and you have to put it in, and then you have to call a particular person. That was on the back of the game's case. Like, it was actually like a little picture, you know, like how like on the back of the case, like you get like a little picture showing the game and stuff.
Yeah.
It was that codec call, like, which was on the back of the case, and like that little picture. And I was like, you don't really get a lot of things. Obviously, you don't really get hard copies now of games and stuff like that because everything's just downloadable. But obviously you can't have this anymore. But in the first Metal Gear, when Mantis is trying to control your mind, to stop him controlling your mind, you have to take your controller out of player 1 and put it into player 2. Like, it's, do you know what I mean? And then when it goes into player 2, he's like, oh, I can't read your mind. But if you leave it in player 1, you leave the controller on the floor, it vibrates and moves along the floor. Like, it was one of those games which I think Metal Gear was definitely way before its time.
Yeah.
It was like, for me, it's like, even though, like, if you could go back and play I think you can. You go back and play Metal Gear Solid 1, get past the terrible graphics, because obviously back then it was amazing, but if you look at the graphics now, it's dreadful. But for the time, it's definitely one of the best games. Like Metal Gear Solid 2 as well, towards the end, it used to scare me.
Thank you.
Got service.
Gotta get food, you know.
But with the second one, it was definitely way before its time, especially towards the end, because I think oh god, off the top of my head, I remember watching this and it was talking about like AI and like real people and like the things going on in the future and stuff, like what could happen and stuff, and I'm like watching this going, oh my god, like when you look back and watch it now, it's really scary of how much stuff have they said and spoke about has come into fruition and stuff. And it's terrifying how like correct some of it is, or most of it is. And then Metal Gear Solid 3 was for a lot of people, it's their favorite game because it's like more of a survival thing. The story is amazing. Like you actually have to kill snakes and kill animals to like be able to eat and stuff as well. Metal Gear Solid 4 though was I loved it, like with the Beauty and the Beasts as well. That whole thing. You had 4. I made my missus watch all the cutscenes, not the whole thing, because that's like 12 hours or whatever. But the Beauty and the Beast cutscenes, which were amazing, because like you had like Laughing Octopus, which had her own story behind her, and that was like she was like going around as like killing people and shit. But then what they made her do is back in her childhood, they made her like the militia made her shoot her whole family and forcing her to laugh. That's why and it's like, but that's only one of their stories. All of them have got their own little stories and stuff behind it, and why they're all like so fucked up in the head. But Metal Gear is, I didn't like, this is where it pains me, I didn't like number 5 because so 5
was that Phantom Resin?
No, so 5 was oh my god, I barely played 5. It started off so promisingly. You start off in a hospital, and everything. You had like this bandage around your face, don't know who you are, sort of thing.
Oh, I know which one it is.
And it starts off like really cool, and then after that, it's like Metal Gear Peace Walker, which is on the PSP, where you have your own like base, and then you can recruit people and stuff, and I didn't like that aspect of it. Because it was like Metal Gear is always about being a solo man, doing a solo mission, doing your own thing, and a lot of the missions were just repetitive as well. And I was like, it's not Metal Gear anymore, man. It didn't feel like Metal Gear when I was playing it. I was like, I didn't really put any hours into it. So I looked up the ending and everything. So I was watching stuff and I looked up the ending and I was like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't put all this time into it because I didn't like the end. I didn't like the way it ended. And if I put all that time into it when it ended, I would have been pissed off. Like, it's supposed to be a good twist and stuff, and I guess I can see it, but at the same time, I'm like, it's not great. I mean, I'm assuming you're never going to play it. No. Okay, so
I've tried Metal Gear once.
So I was going to say,
not me.
Spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't played it. If you don't want to watch it, click ahead like a minute or so, or 2 minutes. But yeah, basically, you believe that you're playing as Big Boss, which is like Snake and Liquid's dad, like who he was cloned from, basically. You think you're playing. He has like a whole facial like reconstruction. You look like Big Boss, and at the end you find out you're not actually Big Boss. You meet Big Boss at the end, and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, just fucking. So I've been playing as nobody. Who gives a shit? But I mean, obviously, I don't know. Like
the journey.
Nah, but the journey was shit because I wasn't enjoying it. Just repetitive, boring missions. But Devil May Cry was a game I loved as well. That was another.
Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry was a story game. I guess I've always said Devil May Cry is my second favorite game because that was once again Devil May Cry 4. Funny enough, Metal Gear 4, Devil May Cry 4.
To be fair, I think Devil May Cry 4 is one of my most played Devil May Cry's because I know I've played. I played the recent one, the new one that came out.
Devil May Cry Asterisk number 5, I think it's called Devil May Cry 5. I know it's on Steam. They're like the graphics look completely different, and Dante looks different. Virgil looks different. Nero looks different.
Dante is Actually, is that? I think it was just called Devil May Cry. I don't think it was Devil May Cry 5.
I'm not too sure.
I can't remember. But I tried that and I was like, nah, this doesn't feel right. Went back to Devil May Cry 4. I was like, yes, this feels right.
Yeah, I haven't actually played the new. I've got it downloaded. I just haven't played it yet. For the new one, I tell you what. I think maybe I played Devil May Cry 4 too much. I know it sounds stupid. When I went back to play it again, I just couldn't get into it the same like I did before. I played. So after Devil May Cry 4, there was another Devil May Cry it was just called DMC. And it was was completely like not connected to the basically the the line and everything. And Dante looks completely different. He's got black hair and stuff and everything. I played that on stream when I used to stream. Played it on stream, and I forgot how much I loved that game. Like, I fell in love with it all over again, and I was like, oh my god, this game is phenomenal. It's so amazing. Like, the music behind it and everything. I loved the graphics, the way everything was done and everything, the whole story as a whole. But obviously, and then when I went, because it was once I finished that, I was like, oh, I'll start playing Devil May Cry 4 on stream now. And I just didn't get the same feeling from it. I was playing it and I'm like, oh, I feel kind of bored. I'm coming off. So I played something else after that. But yeah, it was just, I mean, I don't know. Like, if I had a choice, I haven't played a good single player game in a long time.
Oh, there's none. That's the sad thing now, because obviously, like, the way the whole gaming scene is, it's all competitive multiplayer now.
Yeah, it's like
everyone's pushing for competitive multiplayer.
Esports.
You've got battle royales, competitive death matches, shooters, and like, what's it? You can't even do Minecraft without having like some sort of competitiveness to it now.
Yeah, because it's like speed runs and stuff like that, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, I love single player. I haven't played a really good single player. I mean, I haven't played a God of War, the new one, but apparently that's supposed to be phenomenal.
I think it just looks phenomenal, and that's about it. I don't think it.
I mean, I loved.
Then again, I'm not a God of War guy. So.
Oh, see, I loved the older God of Wars, but I can't remember which one I played, which I loved the most. For the love of me, I couldn't remember what exact one it was, but I thought it was like an amazing. I put so many hours into that game. I can't even. If I had to choose a least favorite game, I don't know if I could. because most of the
Oh,
games I've put time
no.
into. Like,
I can.
really, I can't think. Maybe it's because I just can't think of one because I don't really. I've just forgot. I've just erased it from my memory.
Off the top of my head, Dead Island. Dead
That's
Island is
the.
a
I know it's the one with
shit
the
game.
zombies, isn't it?
Yes,
And
it's
you're what doing
first
parkour.
person. No, that's Dynamite.
Ah, Dead Island.
No, Dead Island. Dead Island. If you Google it, you'll see the front
I've
cover of
you know
it.
no, I've seen. I know I can picture the front cover. I know exactly what it looks like because
Yeah,
I've seen it in so many CEXs and stuff.
yeah. It's there's a reason why. You play that game. Within 5 minutes, you're having a banging headache. Like no matter what you do with the settings, nothing will change that banging headache. And to be fair, it's a bad game. It's just terrible. Then you got like the Call of Juarez or Juarez or whatever it is, how you pronounce it, which is basically like a really terrible Red Dead,
Mm.
and it's like not that good. What else is there? Of course, FIFA. That's terrible.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, I mean, as much as I play FIFA, I've put many
they're
hours into
bad.
FIFA's. I see, I've come up against something recently, and it sort of hurt me. It pains me to say it. It's nostalgia bias, really.
Yeah,
Maybe it's because of the age we were and stuff when we were playing it, like being younger, growing up with. I grew up with FIFA. I grew up with FIFA and
yeah.
PES. I played both of them.
Oh, Pez.
And because I got my PS3 and everything, and I
Yeah,
hooked up. I think it was FIFA 12 or FIFA 11, like one of the old school like banging FIFAs, and I was playing it. The menus, oh my god, everything was like perfect. And then I started playing the game, and I was like, oh, I'd much rather have. I was like, oh, this is just shit. I'd much rather have, like, if I could alter it in any way, I would have the new FIFA's like graphics and gameplay or whatever without
yeah,
like some of the script or the scripting bullshit, whatever. I'd have all that, but then have the old school FIFA menus and old school FIFA like how career mode was done,
yeah.
and also just have all the older retro players because that's what I miss. I miss playing a FIFA game, being able to go, yeah, Fernando Torres, Bale, like do you know what I mean? Just like the old school players. Where now it's like don't get me wrong, I love football now.
Yeah.
But it's just I'm very nostalgic in that way. Like if I play Football Manager, I always look to see if there's a retro database, and a lot of the time there is. Some people make a database and you can play with all the old players and everything. So it's I mean, and speaking
It's
of
that nostalgia feel.
it's definitely nostalgia, Phil. And obviously speaking of FIFA and football, I know you're not the biggest football fan. I know you love American football, if I'm correct in saying but we're not here to talk about
The
American
better
football.
football.
No, fuck off. But don't get me wrong, I've seen some American football highlights and stuff, and I'm like, you know what, it looks pretty good. But
Yeah.
I'm never gonna
Game gets
watch
too
it.
much hate for it.
Yeah.
It's American, so of course
Yeah.
it gets too much hate.
But if you had to choose a team to support in the Premier League,
Oh,
do Premier League first, and then we'll do any. In the Premier League, who would
fine.
you choose?
I mean, started off when I did watch football. I did start off being a Arsenal supporter with
Yeah,
Omri on the squad.
it's always Henri,
Had his
man.
it is. I had his
Yeah.
boots, and I love that like the maroon red with the gold O2
Oh yeah.
like sponsor logo. Yeah, that was that was a powerful shirt to wear. That was a beautiful shirt to wear. I would gladly own that again. But yeah, so I started as an Arsenal supporter, sort of fell out of love with football, got back into it, became a United supporter, Manchester United.
Yeah.
They were the last Premier League team I supported, and I stopped supporting them and just gave up on football entirely. Now I just care about Euros and World Cup.
I was gonna say,
But if I had to,
if you had to choose another team,
if I had to choose a Premier League team right now, it would most likely be either Liverpool or probably Liverpool or City.
I knew City was one of you damn glory hunters. Oh, Haaland. Oh. I mean, I have to be fair. I've got 2 City shirts with Haaland on the back, so I'm not one to talk.
Yeah, who's the damn glory hunter here?
Hey, I'm a Tottenham fan. I'm definitely not a glory hunter.
Not yet. You're not left them yet.
Not yet. No, never. I'd
But
never
like I
leave
said,
Tottenham.
I'm not a big I'm not a big European football fan. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not here to watch their games. I don't.
Yeah,
Can't be
you're more
asked.
like if the World Cup is on or the Euros are on, then
Yeah.
you'll support England sort of thing.
I'll
Like,
bet against England. Yeah.
but
Obvious.
God damn it. But yeah, I mean, so in your opinion, because I know you're
Yeah.
not, obviously we're not going to be on the football talk for too long, because I know you're not massive on football. If you
Yeah.
had to pick the best player in the world at this moment in time, who would it be?
Oh, easy.
Don't,
You know what?
don't,
You can
don't,
forget.
don't
You can
I know
forget
you're
your
going to
Messi.
say.
You can forget your Ronaldos. You can forget your Mbappes. Forget Haaland. Yeah. Forget Mason Mount and Harry Maguire and all that. Yeah. Forget them, man. Yeah. Kai Havertz
No,
is the best player in the world.
he's just not the best player in the world.
Period.
I don't
Kai
know.
Havertz. Yeah.
I don't know
You
what
know
your
what?
recent.
You put Havertz and Grealish together. Who's gonna win? Havertz. Just saying. Just saying.
Bro, I don't know what.
Just saying.
What's your
Ashley Cole? No. Wayne Rooney? No.
where is he?
Havertz.
Where does this man come from? Like, what is your recent obsession with Havertz? What has happened here?
Honestly, all it is that it's gonna sound sad because I was playing FIFA 22 on my Xbox and I'm playing career mode. I'm like, I'll start at Leighton Orient. Just I'm a Scottish man that goes to Leighton Orient. Why not?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah. Then I got transferred to CF Monterrey in Mexico, which was like,
Great.
alright, this character's gonna be dead. I'm gonna restart soon. Managed to get out and go to RB Leipzig, and Kai Havertz was there, and it's like,
Oh.
okay. So it's like playing around, and then he just anytime I was controlling him, I was able to get a nice big little ball over the top, or he nice through ball here, and it's like, ooh, Havertz is quite nice. And then all of a sudden after that, I see he's like, I'm just scrolling through Instagram at some points, and City was being a bit of a beast as they usually are, with Haaland just
Yeah, the
throwing it
machine.
along. So yeah, it's just scrolling through, and then obviously like there was a lot of talk about him going to Arsenal and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it's like, I recognize that name. He's great on FIFA 22 when I'm controlling him. He must be the best player in the world.
I'm buying you an Arsenal shirt with Havertz on the back.
I'd wear it.
Yeah. It's the
Don't do
only Arsenal shirt I would ever buy would be for someone else.
Don't do it.
Someone else.
CS. What about Fabregas? Come on.
He's a baller. But if I had to get a Fabregas on a shirt, it would be on either Barcelona or Chelsea, or Spain.
Fair enough.
I just couldn't.
Fair enough.
The only time I would wear an Arsenal shirt is if it was like
Havertz.
requested at like someone's funeral. It's like, oh, you have to wear an Arsenal shirt. That's the only time I'm ever wearing an no. But it's the only time
Interesting.
It's the only time I'd ever wear an Arsenal shirt because obviously it's someone's final wishes sort of thing. But
Then you burn it off.
yeah, no. But with I mean, like in all honesty, fucking Havertz.
Yeah.
Who do you actually think is the best player in the world? In general, like going through period of time, like you could like here and now, or like.
I mean, in terms of like taking someone at their prime, obviously, I'm guessing like I can pick throughout the era.
Yeah, of course.
Throughout the eras.
Yeah, in their
And
prime,
it'll be
yeah.
like that person in their prime. But like, the only thing is, I can't go too far back because the game's different.
Yeah.
Like someone in the prime back in like 07, 08 will not stand in today's game.
I would say it depends on the player. Someone like Henry, I reckon he could make it in today's football, like in his prime.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like those sort of players.
I feel like.
But if you compare, in my opinion, like don't get me wrong, I love Messi, I love Ronaldo, and so on. But if I had to pick, if someone went, well, you have to pick one. For me, it's always going to be Messi. Like I've always been a Messi fanboy. I've always loved Messi. Like I've always loved Ronaldo as well. And I always think you shouldn't pin them. You shouldn't pin them against each other. Just enjoy the fact that we've been able to live through this generation of these amazing footballers. But what a lot of people fail to understand is that people go, oh yeah, but this player back in the day was amazing. I'm like, yeah, but if you put them in today's football, they ain't gonna be as good. Like, because football has changed drastically over this period of time. And look what Messi and Ronaldo have achieved with the amount of goals they've scored, the amount of trophies they've won. Like Messi's completed football by winning the World Cup. Like it's, you know what I mean? It's done now. Like in my opinion,
He's done it all.
yeah.
And that's why he's in MLS. He's playing on easy mode now.
I think I saw this tweet. Someone say like, "Oh, I'm so glad Germany beat Argentina in the World Cup back in the day because if Messi won the World Cup then, he would have been in the MLS back then."
Oh God, America would have been so fucking powerful then.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
But
No, thank you. We don't need America winning any more sports.
Nah.
The Olympics is enough. We don't need them. But if I like, I think Mbappe at this current point is probably
Mbappe.
one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world.
Not Haaland, no.
But you're coming to a guy who does not watch a single ounce of football.
Yeah, I mean it shows.
Exactly.
Kai Havertz.
He's definitely that. I have to be serious apparently. So apparently Kai Havertz is not a serious also. Fucking players. They don't understand my boy yet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But like me saying Harry Kane.
Please. Do you see what he did at Euros? How you sky a penalty like that? Please.
Hey, I've seen plenty of players.
I can't shoot and I can't shoot and I could put that away.
I don't think you could.
It would have been saved at least.
I reckon you under pressure in front of many people kicking the ball. I reckon you missed the ball.
Nah, there's no way I was missing the ball.
And just scuff it into the ground. But
I would probably.
Yeah. But like, getting off the football talk,
Thank
I
God.
have got. Don't worry.
F1.
No. I have got 10 would you rather's for you.
Ew.
What do you mean? Yeah, no, you do this to me all the time. You give me a would you rather
when I do
all the
it.
time, but don't worry. These are like different would you rather, so it's all good. All right. Would you rather lose your sight or lose your memory?
I mean, I'm pretty much halfway there, but
Yeah.
probably my sight.
Yeah. I feel like if you had to choose, I'd definitely go blind because like. As much as I don't want to go blind.
I don't want to forget.
You don't want to forget everything you've ever known. No. Do you know what I mean? And then forget all the people around you and shit. Like that would be horrible. Like that's basically what dementia and Alzheimer's.
Yeah, I'd rather not be like. I'm pretty much blind as it is. I'm not like blind. Obviously, I'm still able to see without my glasses. I'm not actually gonna advocate for being like I'm legally blind. No, I'm not. And obviously, like you got the different forms of blindness that come with it. But just to lose your sight in general, like just having mine decay the way it's decaying, it's scary.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have that than to lose all my memory and not being able to remember the things that I love, the things that I hate. It's like, yeah, I'd rather not lose that. I'd rather lose something that functional in my eyes and that, but something that has a lot of meaning to me. That I don't want to do that.
Because if you lose your sight, at least you can still hear. At least you can still listen to music or to do that sort of stuff. You can still speak to people, understand people. So
yeah,
bit of a.
I lose my memory. It's just mad.
Bit of a deep one to start off with.
Jesus, at least mine are fun.
Yeah. Would you rather communicate only in emojis or never be able to text again?
Never text again. Never text again. You know how awkward it is to text? I'd rather you just call my phone.
I mean, that's the thing. Some people are very. I just start calling you every day. No, but because some people are very much like Jordan, JCS is very much like he always sends voice notes, where I depending on who I'm talking to, I would much rather text or call. Harry's very much like, don't call me or voice note me, just send me a text. Like people, everyone has their own thing, and I think if I had to choose, it'd be never text again. I can't, bro. Emojis last long. No one would know what you're talking about half of the time. But
exactly.
Yeah. Would you rather?
Just want some dick.
Whoa! Just loads of eggplants. Would you rather always have BO?
It's a salad. Ew.
Would you rather always have BO and not know it, or always smell BO on everyone else?
Nah, I'd rather smell it.
Yeah.
So can't be seeing people like twitching their nose and all that. Must be a great day. No, thank you. I don't want to be oblivious like that.
No, yeah, I get that. Yeah, because
at least then I can be like.
Yeah, I mean, like we always had like.
We can spray some Febreze.
Yeah, we always had like one or two people in school and stuff who were, stanky, but whether they knew it or not, who knows? You could.
Yeah.
You're just Febrezing yourself nice. Would you rather have a child every year for 20 years or never have any children?
Never, never have any children. You got to be kidding me. I don't like kids.
I'll give
I
you.
didn't like
You
me
can
as a
have
kid.
20 different women as well, if you want. And there you go.
No, no, no. Still no.
I think if I had to
No,
choose,
that's 20 different types of crazy. You're good.
yeah, true.
No.
To be honest, I've always wanted kids, sort of my own kids. So I guess I'd
Yeah,
have to
do one.
choose. I'd have to choose. Bro, I'm having 20 kids. Damn.
Feel sorry for her.
Yeah, it's fine, bro. I'm. You know what? Might as well have 22 then, because you can get like 2 football teams. It's all good. Would you rather?
4-11 aside.
Oh, bro, get on. Let's go. Or you have 4 5-a-side teams. There you go. We're sorted. Would you rather hunt and butcher your own meat, or never eat meat again?
Not much to butcher.
No.
Just saying.
Can't be. This guy, man. This freaking guy.
Nah. I'd rather hunt. I can live without meat, sure, but sometimes you just want some mutton. I want to get a rabbit.
Just want a steak or.
You see a pig, you just want to
some bacon.
step. Yeah, get a cow.
Moo.
Yeah. Stick it in a bowl of ramen real quick.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
Braise
making me
and pop
hungry. I've already eaten, so let's not do this. Would you rather have unlimited battery life on all of your devices, or have free Wi-Fi wherever you go?
How good's the Wi-Fi?
4 bars. Like you won't lag or anything. You'll just always have Wi-Fi. You won't lag or anything like that.
I want the Wi-Fi.
You want the Wi-Fi. Like even
I want the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no matter where you go, you'll always have Wi-Fi.
I like that. Save on data.
Not only that, like when you're just
nice.
on the train or anything as well, you still got Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but I don't really care about that part. I just like the fact that it's no lag and it's everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't really struggle with much with the battery life stuff anyway. As much as I would love my unlimited battery life on my laptop or something like that, or something. It's at the end of the day, it's just convenience. I could just plug it in. Like it's not that big of a deal.
To be fair, I need to get a battery replaced on my phone, or just get a new phone.
Or just do that. Get a new phone.
Actually, battery needs replacing at some point. Poor MacBook.
Would you rather have to wear every shirt inside out, or every pair of trousers or shorts, whatever you wear, backwards?
Inside out t-shirts, fam.
Yeah, because imagine wearing like a pair of jeans backwards.
Yes,
That just
not
feels.
a good day.
That just looks uncomfortable thinking about it.
How you gonna be? How you gonna be?
Just gonna pull down.
Nah, it ain't working, cuz.
That's so long-winded.
Ain't working.
Yeah, inside-out t-shirt it has to be. But imagine you buy like a really nice t-shirt, yeah, and you have to wear it inside out. That's so annoying. Oh,
Listen, price to pay.
would you rather live in a tree house or in a cave? Oh, see, if I Batman, I'll make a cave like Batman's cave.
Yeah, it sounds long though. Cause
Yeah.
I don't know how to like route power down there. You know what I'm saying? Where am I getting that power from?
But I'd rather be in a cave than a tree house because of like imagine a tree house in like horrible weather conditions, like lightning and everything. Like,
Yeah, imagine being in a cave that floods.
nah, mine won't flood.
My tree has like gone full.
But you know what I mean.
What are
Though?
you
It's
trying
like,
to say?
I think for me, I'd rather
That's
live
a
in
hard choice.
I think I'd rather live in a cave than a tree house because you can go anywhere. You can choose the cave, but then again, oh no! But imagine if everything just crumbles on top. Oh no!
Now you're thinking.
Yeah, no.
Now you're thinking.
I ain't going splunking, whatever it's called. Spelunking. I've seen those videos, man, where people like fit through like incredibly tight, and I'm just like, no. My claustrophobia would not allow me. I think with
That's
the
why a treehouse.
I feel like yeah, maybe a treehouse is the way because I'm already thinking about bro. What if I get stuck down in the cave? Ain't no one coming to help me.
Nope, no one gonna help you. If you get stuck up in a tree, at least you can like
Yeah,
maybe fall your way down and break a bone. But they ain't good if you're stuck in a cave.
you're screwed.
In a cold, dark, miserable, tight, sharp, painful cave.
Sounds like you're describing my ass. Anyway, would you?
I was describing your girl, but that's a
Whoa,
different thing.
whoa, whoa! No need for that. No need for a dumbass to have that. Anyway, would you? I feel like this one's an easy one. Well, for me it is anyway. Would you rather travel the world for free for a year, or have 50
Or
grand to spend however you please?
free travel for a year.
Oh, really?
Do you know how? Yeah. Do you know
Yeah, but
like
with a 50
50
grand,
grand?
I could put towards a deposit
Yeah,
and stuff like that. I could put money towards savings. I could also go traveling as well.
yeah, but it costs you to travel. Where I, on the same plane as you, got on there for free.
Depends where you go, because I wouldn't want to go to too many places.
Whereas I can go anywhere I want.
See, I'll just go to Japan. I'll be like, yeah, I'm good here.
It's expensive in Japan, but I got there for free. Ha 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 ha
Still got to
ha
spend
ha.
money when you're out there,
No,
though.
of course, free travel. Free
I think
travel.
for me,
Yeah, so what?
I take the money, and then I can put that towards other
It's not enough
things.
money. Now, if you say 500,000,
What about 100,000?
maybe. No, not enough.
Damn, so you'd only go for half a mil. Well, that ain't the question.
Half a mil is a minimum.
Damn, I ain't got that type of money. Would you rather go back to the
No,
past?
National Lottery do.
Oh yeah, true. Would you rather go back to the past and meet your loved ones who passed away, or go to the future to meet your children or grandchildren to be?
The past.
Yeah, I feel like that's an easy one. Because like with your
Okay.
children, you're gonna be having them anyway. Like, and plus you want to get to know them
No,
and stuff.
they ain't no children in the future, so I'm drawing them black.
So where, you're like that million
Alright.
minutes. Like, where is everyone? Oh, but yeah,
Definitely
I mean,
to the past.
yeah, I'd love to meet my my nan and granddad who I never got to meet, like my mum's parents and that. So I'd love to go meet them. Big mood. But on a lighter note and on a finishing note, as we've touched on those 10 would you rather's. No, good. That's nice. Do you have a favourite quote? Or a quote which...
Oh wait, that was all 10 would you rather. I was
Yeah, that was
expecting
10.
another.
No, that was 10 would you rather's.
Oh, mad. And
Yeah,
you just
10.
asked me if I have a favorite quote.
Yeah.
I'd probably somewhere.
Do you have a favourite quote
Well,
or a quote or something like a quote which means a lot to you?
I won't say favorite, and I can't say I have a quote, just one particular quote, or even a few quotes that are of any particular meaning or have a particular meaning to me. Um, it's hard to think about that because, like, I hear so many quotations here and there, and sometimes they hold some merit with like how I feel at the time, and you got ones that like, just you'll get through it and stuff like that, and like you got some Bible verses that come along because part of me was raised Christian at one point, till I decided not to be anymore. So there are some Bible verses that come to mind, and sort of inspire me and keep me going. So there's some quotations there, but like off the top of my head, there's not ones that come quite easily. I'd say like a favorite. Like when I mean come quite easily, it's not like I have one to like have like a group to pick from. It's like I can't even find one. But then you got like quotations that I hear from video games that are just fun to mimic. And it's like, yeah, that's fun to say aloud. Why not? They count.
I used to be an
To
adventurer
me,
like
they
you.
count.
Then I took an arrow to the knee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Quotations right there. You're quoting. So yeah, you got video game ones as well. Obviously, you got ones from anime, and films are like TV shows.
Yeah.
I remember, because obviously being an avid Naruto fan, I did fully embrace the whole mantra that Naruto put out when he was a kid, obviously as a kid, and even in his teens and adulthood. Of it's his ninja, like he's whatever he does is his ninja way,
Yeah.
and it's like I kind of like that being my ninja way.
Hmm.
Like, what is my ninja way? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then so that's what's like stuck with me for a long period of time.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, like I said, quotations are a bit hard when it comes to it. Just there's some that have meaning, there's some that are just fun, and then there's some that's just random. Like
Yeah, I know what you mean, though.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've said my quotes already in the previous podcasts, but I do have a quote. I do have a no. I do have a quote of the day, which is what I looked up. So the 31st of July. This was the quote of the day for today. 2023.
And the quote is.
Quote of the day: Depression
Just
doesn't.
read maybe one more time.
Depression doesn't take away your talents; it just makes them harder to find. And that was a quote by Lady Gaga. Weirdly enough. You good?
Why is it when people are coming to me right now? Yeah. So recently, one of my friends from uni basically had got tarot cards for her birthday, or like a gift or something, and she bought it on her birthday, and she's like, "All right, everyone pick a card, and I read your I read your fortune and whatnot."
Yeah.
Yeah. For some damn reason, like, I'm not gonna say like I'm a spiritual person. Listen, there's spirits out there. Me now go and fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna pretend to believe wholeheartedly in the power of a tarot cards and all the tarot readings and whatnot. I'm not no soothsayer and whatnot. So, but when she read when she read what my card meant, I was like, okay. So basically, it basically sums up into the fact that I need to progress forward in my life, and to progress forward in what I want to do, I need to stop being in my own way. And I was like, yeah, no, that's true. I hold myself back a lot, and I don't mean to hold myself back a lot. It's just the fact that I'm scared
To
that
take a
I'm moving
risk.
forward.
Take a leap of faith.
Yeah. So it's like I'm scared to move forward, and I'm scared. I want to move forward. I want to be able to progress, but seeing the progress scares me, so I don't do it. And with that quote of depression, obviously hides your talent and whatnot from. And it's another thing that speaks to me right now as well, because it's like with this year being quite a slow and quiet year for independent and low budget filmmaking. I have not had much. I haven't had much freelance work come through to a point where it's like I'm draining money, just living, maintaining my home, maintaining my maintaining myself around and whatnot, getting food in, or do what you got to do type things. So when there's money going out but none coming in, and it gets you down in it. And obviously when you're seeing certain people working and they're posting this, posting that, and you're like, how are they finding the work and I'm not?
Yeah.
So you start asking around, and you start the spiral that just goes down. Like you hit the rabbit hole, and once you hit it, and you're just diving down deep, like Tom Daly doing the Olympics.
Yeah. It's a lot harder to come back out of the rabbit hole once you've gone in so far and so deep.
Yeah. So it this year's been a bit darker for me than usual in terms of how I've been feeling in my heart and my head and whatnot. So just hearing that sort of just also like brings to mind that my talent is still yet to shine, and I've got a lot of talent to shine for. And really, it's just like once I'm at this depressive stage, not saying depression is what I'm feeling right now, but just like in this depressive stage of life.
Yeah.
Once I'm clear of that and I'm back to being in a more positive mindset, a positive life set in a sense, or positive lifestyle is what you probably would say there.
Like once you get out of the rut.
Yeah. once you get out of the road, that's the white short way of saying it.
Yeah.
Not this long roundabout through the houses, over the fences, in the bush type things. Yeah, once I'm out this rut and happy and healthier again, because the talent will shine, and I know
of
it will,
course.
and it'll bring good things.
We all
So
know you're talented, so
that's
we all can't wait to see it.
that quote is gonna sit with my mind for a bit, which I'm gonna hate you for now. 'Cause I'm gonna actually
Well,
cry about that.
I'll leave you with my favourite quotes as well, once again, and I'll also give you another quote which I do love. So one of them
I know the
is
first one.
all gone.
I know the first one. Yeah, the first one comes from Maddie McCann.
No.
I'm here.
No. How did you know?
I know.
How did you know?
I know now.
So seize the day or die regretting the time you lost. Life wouldn't be so precious dear if there never was an end. And another one which I've recently loved is that a semblance of choice when there's no choice at all. That's very different, but yeah, it's yeah, I love that one.
So which one are you getting tattooed on you?
None of them.
Love, live, life.
Love, live, laugh.
Yeah.
But no, I'm alright. But yeah, no, I mean, thanks for coming on today, Jay. I really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
If anyone wants to know more about Jeremy or anything, feel free to check the links out in the description down below to find out what he does more and what he's posting. And if you've got any freelancing camera work, he is very good because he's done all of my football videos, which you'll happen to see on my main channel. So go check those out as well.
Bearing in mind, they're filmed on a really crappy DSLR. Doesn't demonstrate my good my good skills.
That's true.
I do what I can with.
But he does help. But yeah.
One day I'll own a red. Maybe.
But yeah, thanks for watching.
Or an Harry.
Appreciate it. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.